Welcome to Picks with the Professor College Basketball for Tuesday, December 12th. I dropped a note to the people in Discord saying we wouldn't have a show tonight. I guess it's partially true. It's 3 a.m. Eastern time right now. So Jake is not with us to discuss these games. Unfortunately, this is going to be a really quick show. Uh, but the main reason I wanted to hop on and discuss this is to let everybody know probably no show for Wednesday. NFL show might be delayed a day as well. Many of you know Mrs. Professor is 34 weeks pregnant, and she had some complications here tonight. So she's been checked into the hospital. We don't really know what's happening at this point. Everything seems fine for now. Many of you know that we lost our son Connor about a year and a half ago. So I think there's just extra precautions. But for right now, everything seems fine. We just don't know a lot. We just know we're going to have to be there for a little bit. And so I came back to the house to get some stuff for us and wanted to hop on, talk a little bit of college basketball here, get this uploaded, just let everybody know maybe some chaos here the next couple days, and I'll update people accordingly as possible. And all of our people over on Dub Club, of course, will still get all the same picks and updates and everything. I'll make sure to get that out. But just not sure about the actual shows, unfortunately. But we did have 6 games that we were playing. We were about to hop on when we ended up rushing off to the hospital. Quick little recap from yesterday: both plays of the day hit the side and the total. That was good. Unfortunately for the show picks, only 1 and 2. A grades 3 and 2 asterisk. I don't even know how the last one did, but this was when we were about to start recording. So again, uh, not a ton different there. But again, if you want to get with us on Dub Club and get all the picks, and if you're with us over there, uh, maybe we can bug Jake as to what his insights were on some of these games he was going to talk about, because I think he had all his notes ready. So he'll be able to share those with you if you're with us on the Discord chat. That's a free benefit to everybody on Dub Club. We have a lot of fun over there. So ask him his thoughts on these games. I'm going to give you mine. They will be brief, but we'll get started with Western Kentucky and Wright State. What sideline pegs is the best game, and part of the reason it pegs it as the best game is one minor part that I've put in the formula is points. We're expecting a lot of points in this game. Both the model and the book have this in the range of about 160 points. So it should be a lot of fun. Western Kentucky plays at an insane pace, which helps them get points, because otherwise they're better on defense and offense. The offense is subpar. As you can see, they're on screen below 100 for offense. But Wright State plays fast and also has a good offense and not a good defense. This should be a real coin toss of a game. Sideline says these teams are pretty even, that Wright State should get a bit of an edge being at home. But not as much as the books are projecting. So we're on Western Kentucky plus 5.5. It's a B grade pick. As we're always talking about here, you can jump on the money line. Sideline says that Western Kentucky wins this 39% of the time. That makes the proper price, according to the model, plus 154, plus 171 is a B grade or better, plus 197 gets you to the A grade. But this should be a competitive game, one of the most entertaining games, one of the highest quality games of the night. So one that you might want to have your eyeballs on. And Sideline says take the dog here, whether it's money line or points, if that's the way to look. So with Wright State supposed to be favored by 3 to 3.5, getting 5.5 offers us B grade value on the road dog there. 7 p.m. Eastern, Hofstra and Duke. Duke's favored by a big number. They should be favored by a big number. Sideline says Duke wins this 93% of the time. So you're not going to find any value on the money line here, unfortunately. And so we're going to turn our attention to the total here. This is your A grade pick over 145.5. Sideline says 150. We have an under in the extended cut. So we do believe in under still, right? We don't just play the overs, but overs have been a little bit more successful. And as we're always talking about, really, the bottom line is the better the team is, the more likelihood on average you see more points. It doesn't mean any specific game. And obviously you saw that here last night, where we kind of thought there'd be more points in the Gonzaga game, for example. Gonzaga only put up 70 something points. So again, one game, who really knows? And that's why we always talk about our confidence is in the process of multiple games. We have no idea what's going to happen in one game. And if you think anybody does, I don't know. It's not an easy thing to predict exactly what will happen in one game, and so that's why we always talk about an average game, a typical game. And if we're seeing the average game right in the long run, that's going to work out for us. And that's what's been making us money all year long, all last year as well. And so on average, this should be a higher scoring game because the better offenses like Duke are really taking advantage of the rule changes and getting up into higher scoring games. It doesn't work for every single situation, but it works for most. And it works especially here for a team like Hofstra, who also has a really good offense. And obviously, they're going to be up against it with Duke's defense because that's obviously a step up in class. But Hofstra's got the offense to score some points, and defensively, they're going to have a hard time stopping Duke. This is a game that we see going over not because of pace, and you can see it if you're with us on YouTube on the screen that the pace shouldn't be there. It's just that the efficiency should. Hofstra should put up some points. Duke can score. Not every time they have the ball, of course, but more times than not when they have the ball, they shouldn't have much in their way. So the A grade for you here on the free pick show over 155.5 as the model thinks it should be priced at 150. And then a late game here, 9 p.m. Eastern, Oral Roberts and Texas Tech. Another total for you. This one, very similar to the previous game that we just talked about, but we get to go over a lower number, thankfully, here, over 142, because Island only thinks 144 points. So basically, the model is projecting this as an average college basketball game, which makes sense when you look at it. Or Roberts, a much better offense than defense. And that's going to kind of offset with the pace because pace wise, we shouldn't get a ton of possessions, and pace matters in college basketball more so than it matters in college football, and much more so than it matters in the NFL. And so, from a pace standpoint, you have to say fewer than average points is what you'd expect. But then when you consider All Roberts and just how much better their offense is and their defense, that should counteract that and put you back around the average number of points. Same caveats as the last game. Don't know exactly what will happen in one individual game, but in the long run, there should be more in the mid 140s and the low 140s. So this is a good overpick. This is a great one again for those of you on Discord with us to ping Jake and ask him what his thoughts are about it. Because I'm sure he'd have some great insight as to why specifically he thinks it's more likely to be over than under. Not that he's a fortune teller, just that, again, we're projecting an average game. And we think that Oral Roberts is the type of team that's a higher scoring team despite their pace. And obviously, the same things apply with Tech, that the better teams like them are able to take more advantage of the rule change in college basketball to a higher scoring game. That's a show again, short and simple. Join us over on Dub Club Forum Picks, specifically picks on these three games. These are non-A grade picks. One of them is an under that, again, ping Jake on Discord and he can give you his thoughts, but that we have some non-A grade picks on these games, some of the other more intriguing ones of the night, along with all the A grade plays, side totals, favorites, dog. Again, if you like to play a certain type of thing, you're probably already with us over at Dub Club because then by getting all the information for every game, you kind of can play the specific types of plays that you like. And so if you want to, again, there's the QR code. Again, the link in the show description not only get you $5 off your first month, but locks you into the current pricing. So when prices go up in the new year, that will not affect you one bit. Hopefully you enjoyed this quick show. Again, as a reminder, in case you fast forwarded to the intro, go back and watch that. TBD on when we're back with a lot of moving pieces here with Mrs. Professor, but we'll keep everybody updated as best we can and try to get as many picks and as many shows out as possible in these times. But again, as always, everyone with us over on Dub Club will continue to get the exact same service that they always do.